Vinjeru Trust School, learning together to grow in wisdom.
Learning together to grow in wisdom.
Hello everyone, welcome to grade 10 biology lesson. To present it, I'm Miss Mumba from Vinjeru Trust School. Our today's topic is nutrition in green plants, and our subtopic is photosynthesis. Okay. So our today's learning objectives reads, pupils will be learning about what photosynthesis is, identifying 4 requirements for photosynthesis to take place, as well as explaining the 2 phases of photosynthesis. And our success criteria reads, I'm now able to define photosynthesis, identifying 4 requirements for photosynthesis to take place, as well as explaining the 2 stages or phases of photosynthesis correctly. So each one of you should be able to do this by the end of the lesson. And our keywords in our today's lesson are photosynthesis and photolysis. Okay, so green plants make their own food through the process known as photosynthesis. And the main organ of photosynthesis is the leaf. So in the leaf, this is where photosynthesis will take place. And in which part of the leaf are we going to where photosynthesis will take place? Photosynthesis will actually take place in the leaf organelle, which is known as chloroplast. Why in the chloroplast? Because in the chloroplast, this is where we're going to find a very important green pigment known as chlorophyll. Okay, now we want to understand what photosynthesis is. So photosynthesis is simply the process by which green plants uses water from the ground, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, sunlight which is trapped by chlorophyll in the leaves, and then to produce the byproducts which are glucose and oxygen. Okay, so the diagram here is trying to show us what happens. So here we have carbon dioxide in the atmosphere entering the leaves of a plant through the process known as diffusion. We also have water from the ground being absorbed by the roots of the plant through the process known as osmosis. And then the sunlight here is being trapped by the chlorophyll, which is found in the chloroplast as one of the organelles in the plants. So after this happens here, where we have the combination of carbon dioxide and water, sunlight being trapped by chlorophyll in the leaves, we are going to have now the resultants of what we call the products. So the products are going to be the sugars, which are also known as glucose, or in other books you find it written as carbohydrate, as well as the oxygen. Now, from the definition of photosynthesis, can you come up with its word equation and the chemical equation? So I'm going to give you the word equation. So in a word equation, we usually use words. As you can see, we have a word here which is water. So we said water is now going to combine with the carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. And then the light energy is going to be trapped by the chlorophyll in the leaves to give us glucose and oxygen. So this is a word equation for photosynthesis. We now have the chemical equation. So in a chemical equation, we use symbols. So be mindful when you are taught to say write the word equation, you use words. And when you are taught to write a chemical equation, make sure you use the symbols. So here we have water written in a symbol form. So water combined with carbon dioxide, light energy being trapped by chlorophyll in the leaves, giving us the carbohydrate, which is glucose, oxygen. Now let's look at the requirements that should be there for photosynthesis to take place. So we have 4 things that are required for photosynthesis to take place. The first one is carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, and chlorophyll. So these are the things that are needed for photosynthesis to take place. If these are lacking, then photosynthesis won't be there. Okay. So photosynthesis is divided in 2 stages or phases. The first one is known as the light stage, and the second one is known as the dark stage or phase. So the first stage of photosynthesis can be explained using the equation below here. So this equation will help us understand the light stage of photosynthesis. So the light stage of photosynthesis is also known as photolysis, which is the splitting of a water molecule into hydrogen ions and oxygen gas. So photolysis is the splitting of a water molecule into hydrogen ions and the oxygen gas. So what happens during light stage is that a water molecule here, the light stage is driven by the process known as, the light stage is driven by light energy. So light energy here is required for water to be split into hydrogen ions and oxygen gas. So water here will be split into hydrogen ions and oxygen gas. Oxygen gas will diffuse into the atmosphere and used by other living organisms, like you, the same person who is watching this video. You're using oxygen to breathe in and have respiration because the plants went the process or took and went the process that is known as photosynthesis to release the oxygen gas. Now what happens to hydrogen ions? So hydrogen ions will remain in the leaf and be used in the next stage, which is known as the dark stage. So the dark stage like I said in the previous slide, the light stage is the first stage of photosynthesis. It is driven by light energy trapped by chlorophyll. It involves the splitting of the water molecules to hydrogen ions and oxygen gas. The oxygen is released to the atmosphere while the hydrogen ions are needed in the next stage, which is the dark reaction or the dark stage of photosynthesis. And remember, I said the splitting of water molecules using light energy into hydrogen ions and oxygen gas is known as photolysis. So this is all that you're supposed to know about the light stage of photosynthesis. So the second stage can be explained using the equation below, the word equation below. So here we're having carbon dioxide combined with hydrogen ions to give us the glucose. So this stage does not require light energy. All that is needed is carbon dioxide and hydrogen ions. So in this stage, which is not driven by light energy, we only have carbon dioxide combining with hydrogen ions from the first stage of photosynthesis to give us the products which are known as glucose or carbohydrates. So this just explains what I'm saying. The dark stage is the second stage in photosynthesis. It does not require light energy. It involves the combination of hydrogen ions from the light state and carbon dioxide to form glucose, which is used by plants and stored as starch or oils in plant storage organs. So you are going to be, this marks the end of our lesson, and you're going to be given the worksheet where you will have to answer the questions that will be provided to you, and you're supposed to hand in school. Hope you enjoyed our lesson for today. See you next time.
You can contact us on 09695760072 or 0977671136, or email us at principal@vinjeruschooltrust.org. Visit us on Facebook, Vinjeru School Trust, or at our website www.vinjeruschooltrust.org. Vinjeru Trust School.